The golden calf. With Moses staying on the mountain for such a long time, the Israelites thought he was never coming back. They went to his brother Aaron and said, "Please make us a god. We need someone to worship. Moses brought us out of Egypt, but we don't know what has happened to him. He has deserted us." Aaron listened and thought for a little while. Then he told them to bring whatever gold jewelry they had to him. Obediently, they took off their necklaces, slipped their bracelets and their rings off, and unclipped their earrings. And they even searched in their bags for any gold trinkets that they might have hidden at the beginning of their journey. They gave it all to Aaron. The pile of gold grew, glittering in the sun, and Aaron took it and poured it into a great vat. It looked like an enormous treasure chest. He placed it over the fire, melting the gold into a thick paste. Then he let it cool slightly and molded it into the shape of a young calf. When he had finished, it bore a passing resemblance to the Egyptian bull god Apis. The Israelites watched, impressed by his skill. Then Aaron built an altar for the golden calf, and the next day the people worshipped their idol. They made sacrifices to it and put burnt offerings on the altar, and they feasted and drank and danced through the night. Moses had been on the mountain for 40 days, and the Lord told him that he must go down to his people again. They have been quick to turn away from what I commanded and have made themselves an idol cast in the shape of a calf. Now leave me alone so that my anger may burn against them and destroy them, he said. But Moses pleaded with the Lord to spare the Israelites. He reminded him of his promise to make their descendants as numerous as the stars in the sky in the land of Canaan. The Lord listened and carefully relented. Moses left him and went back down the mountain, taking with him the 2 stone tablets that the Lord had given him, inscribed with the Lord's own writing. He had engraved the 10 Commandments on both sides. As Moses got to the bottom of the mountain, he could hear music and singing. It got louder and louder, and when he neared the camp, he saw with horror the shining golden calf standing by the altar, and the Israelites drinking and reveling around it. In anger, Moses threw the stone tablets to the ground, smashing them into pieces. The Israelites looked at him in stunned silence. Then Moses went straight over to the golden calf and hurled it into the fire. It melted in the heat, the body writhing and bubbling in the flames. When it had cooled, he took the golden cinders and pounded them into a fine powder, which he mixed with water and made the Israelites drink. And then he confronted his brother Aaron. "What were you thinking of?" he shouted furiously. "How could you allow them to do this?" Moses could see that the Israelites were out of control. They were in danger. They were a danger to themselves and had become a laughingstock to their enemies. Moses went to the entrance of the camp and summoned the people to him. "Whoever is on the side of the Lord, come to me," he shouted. And the people of the Levite tribe were the only ones who came to his side. Everyone else stood back and looked the other way. Told the Levites that they must take their swords and teach the rest of the Israelites a lesson. There was a terrible massacre that day as the Levites killed at least 3,000 of their kinsmen. Afterward, Moses congratulated the Levites and said to them, "You have been set apart today, and the Lord has blessed you." Then he went back up the mountain to speak to the Lord and to ask for his forgiveness. "Oh, what a great sin these people have committed," he said. "They had made themselves a god of gold. But now, please forgive their sin." "Go lead the people to the promised land, and my angel will go with you," replied the Lord. "However, they have sinned, and I will punish them when the time is right." And he told Moses to write the 10 Commandments on 2 new tablets of stone to replace the ones that had been broken.